Holy sh! I don't know if I'm gonna be able to come down from this. Holy. Nope, I'm good. I'm good. It was crazy, and I hated it. And I don't want to do it ever again. Honestly, I hope to never be in that situation again. I wouldn't wish that upon anybody. It was terrifying. I don't know, what else do I say? The most unexpected thing that I've ever had happen in a bee removal happened, and possibly the most shocking and scary and alarming thing happened. I received a call from an organic farm just outside of Austin in a little town called Rogers, Texas. And the removal request was to remove bees from a toolbox that they had built, and they wanted the bees relocated to a different part of their farm. Normally that's something I wouldn't do, because the rule of thumb is that you have to relocate bees at least 2 miles away from their original location. And that's because the foraging area for bees is about 2 miles. And if you take bees from their original location and move them to another location less than 2 miles, the odds are that the bees will just go back to their original hive location. So I didn't want to make any promises to the farmers, but the farmers really understood the value that the bees brought to their farm, and they really wanted to try to keep them on the property. So I drove out there, and honestly, I expected it to be a very standard, rudimentary bee removal where nothing remarkable was going to happen. And I could not have been more wrong. Hi, y'all.
Hey,
I'm Erica.
It's great to see you. I'm Ben.
Nice to meet you.
Well, we are a organic vegetable produce farm. We have 150 acres.
Wow.
And a lot of fruiting vegetables, flowers, and we also have a wild beehive here that we'd love to keep on the farm if possible, but not right in the middle of our workspace where they've taken up residence.
Okay, tell me about how long have they been here? When did you first notice them?
They've been here probably close to 3 months.
Okay.
They haven't really given us a problem. They seem calm, but you know, who knows? I haven't done anything really to try to agitate them or test them, but they're right in the middle, right next to our tool wall where we have all of our tools, and they're in a box that we built, and I think there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of bee traffic. I mean, you can see them. You can see their flight path going over that greenhouse, and they're right in that sunflower patch. They must be the happiest bees.
I hope so, because they have a lot of stuff to work with.
Yeah, they sure do. This is beautiful out here.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, here we grow, we see bees out in our summer squash here all the time. We have cut flowers. They are all over those cut flowers every day, all day.
Do they have any favorites? Have y'all noticed?
They do.
They like the purple basil.
Okay.
We let it flower because we use it for flower bunches. And so they get these very long stems on them, and the bees just flock. They love it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, coated in bees.
Yeah.
Well, this is gorgeous out here. I mean, it's like bee paradise. So I suited Farmer Ben up, who had a keen interest in learning about the bees, and if he was going to keep the bees on his property, he wanted to tend to the bees, so he needed to learn a little bit about bees to be able to do that.
What does that do?
So it's going to cover up any scents that you're carrying. So basically, bees communicate through pheromones, through scents is how they see the world. So whenever we go into a colony, we can make ourselves more invisible if we can cover up any scents. And I myself put my veil on because I knew I would be talking to him a lot and teaching him about the bees. So bees react negatively to CO2. It can really agitate them because they see the world through scents. So when we breathe out of our mouths, the carbon dioxide has a scent to it, of course. And I knew that if I was going to be talking to him right next to the bees, I might want an extra layer of protection so that I didn't have to worry about the bees being agitated by my presence or by his. All right, babies. The more time we spent around the bees, I really felt like the right thing to do was try to relocate the whole colony of bees in the box. I'm gonna clear some area around it. What I thought was really heavy was mostly it stuck to the ground. So I'm not giving up on the chance of moving the whole structure. Please tell Vanessa it's very well built. Yes, it is. It's still a really good size hive, but I'm not, so I always try to do what's best for the bees. And if it's not a structure you need and we can move them, that's going to be what's best for them if I can keep the integrity of the hive while moving them. So you can see they're trying to sting my face, which is why I don't talk a lot. They're kind of on the border, right, of being docile or being agitated, and the CO2 is going to bother them. Anything I do is probably going to make them a little agitated, it seems. But I'm going to start by clipping around, and I'm not going to give up on just moving the box yet. I sat there with Farmer Ben for a good hour or so, talking to him about the bees, making sure the colony was healthy enough to just pick up and relocate and move to a different area of the farm. So all the bees you see buzzing around, these are all lady bees. And if I see a drone, I'll point them out. But all the bees you see on your basil and on all of your plants here, they're all female bees. They do all the work for the colony and for our world. The male bees don't forage, they don't have stingers, so they're not guard bees. They don't defend the hive. They have one job, if you can imagine what that is. It's to mate with a queen, not their queen, but a queen.
So it's more a matter of roles as it is.
It's a matter of what they, yes, and what needs to happen for the colony. So their jobs can change, whether they need more bees to be nurse bees or wax producing bees or guard bees or forager bees. It's all dependent on the needs of the colony, and they always do what's best for the good of the colony, never for themselves as individual bees. And so you can see them all coming out again. They always keep their hive at around 95 degrees, whether it's 105 out or 15 out. I think we're going to take a better look at the comb. I'm going to take a look at not only the way it's built, but also the color. I can tell a lot by the color. If it's a very light yellow or even white, that means it's new, fresh comb that I wouldn't want to touch. It looks like it's much more darker yellow, and you've said they've been here for about 3 months. So to me, it would say that it's stronger. I think they've built a beautiful, like perfect beehive in your perfect beehive box that you built for them. So what I'm thinking is, if you want, and I'm happy to do it either way, whatever is best for you, I'm more than happy to. I mean, I love removing the comb, but I really want to do what's best for the bees too.
I would think keep it the way it is. It looks like a beehive. It's functioning as a beehive.
Yeah.
They seem very happy.
And they chose it. They know better than we do, is always my opinion. Because I can't see the comb, I can't see their resources. Oh, do you see this behavior, Ben?
Yes.
See them linking their little legs? That's called festooning, and that's a comb building behavior, which we don't actually know the specific reason why they do that. We don't know. Some people think it's measuring, some people think it's scaffolding, some people think it's a way for them to heat up the area before they build the comb, since wax is easier to form if it's more malleable, like Play-Doh or silly putty.
This is one of my favorite bee behaviors.
They were oddly a little more defensive than they should have been. And we were talking about the bees. I was teaching him about the bees, and we were trying to open the toolbox to see what was inside and see what the colony looked like. And it was during that time that I got perhaps the biggest surprise of my beekeeping career, when I was in the hive of bees and something happened that I had never had happen before, and I honestly hope to never have happen again.
Probably 50,000 bees, 30 to 50,000 bees maybe. Because it's an average sized beehive, you know, it's one box, and we're not seeing all the bees right now because we're in the middle of the day, so a lot of bees are still out foraging. You see some capped comb right there. That's brood. Those are baby bees. So that's a sign that we have, or we've had a queen very recently. She's very likely still in there. And you can kind of tell, oh, this is really cool. Hold on, let me see if I can open her up a little more. Sorry, this is more like a beehive lesson than a removal, Alan. I'm so sorry. Oh, I just love this dirt. Okay, so I don't know if you can see, but tell me if you notice any difference between the comb over here and over here.
It's a lot whiter.
It is a lot whiter. So they started building here, and this is all new, fresh comb. And look, I'm gonna smoke this piece of comb and see if you tell me, so you can see anything about this.
Yeah, I can see the brood.
Brood, that's right. Good job. So those are all baby bees. A really good sign that we have a strong, healthy queen. This is festooning. So remember what I told you about festooning? It's associated with comb building. So over here, they're trying to build more comb. So you can see them moving and trying to fill up the rest of the box. Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, I've never seen anything like it.
Really? I'm so happy to share this experience with you. Yeah, just for my good bees. No, I'm just kidding. That's not funny. I shouldn't do that. But these are the bees that I can scoop normally. And let's see if you can see. Sometimes you can see the wax coming off on sheets on their abdomen, but
Do they produce it, right? And it comes through their abdomen?
so bees produce wax just like we do, but they don't have ears, of course. They have glands on the undersides of their abdomen, and it comes off in sheets, and then they chew it up and they pass it from one bee to another, and they form it into this beautiful structure. And this is all just naturally produced wax that comes from their body, is what we're seeing. It's insane, isn't it?
Oh,
And
100% insane.
one of my favorite things about bees is that they always leave the world better than they found it, just by being bees, just by going out and doing the work that they need to do for the betterment of their colony and to survive. They're contributing to biodiversity on our planet more than any other creature. There is no biodiversity without bees. There is no food without bees. I mean, you know more than anybody else that our entire food system would collapse without bees. See if we can see anything more interesting that we haven't seen before. So you can even see how this comb is a little bit shorter. So they're still working on it. You can even see, I don't know if you can see them all the way deep in there. See some of them, their little head first in the comb. And interesting, I don't see any honey. I mean, normally it wouldn't necessarily be on the outside of the hive, but this is also, you think, a fairly new colony within the past few months, so they might not have been able to store a whole lot of nectar yet. So it comes in as nectar, and then they bring down the water content from about 80% to around 17 or 18%, and then it becomes honey. Let's see if they're building any comb over there. So this is probably just solid bees. Oh, holy! I don't know if I'm gonna be able to come down from this. Holy! Nope, I'm good.
No, I'm gonna try to catch it.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Be like the sun.
No.
No!
No, just kidding. Can you just talk about what's back there? Someone?
Sure.
Still
So,
going?
heard a rattler?
So I heard a rattle and looked down and I'm sorry, I'm a little rattled right now. There was a rattlesnake crawling along my left boot.
Who's on your boot?
He was right here.
I do a lot of crazy things. I go to crazy places. I do things that I would never tell my parents that I'm doing. They would worry about me too much, but having a rattlesnake slither along the side of my boot.
Wow.
I've never been that close to a rattlesnake in all my years.
Well, the good news, if there is any about rattlesnakes, and there's a lot of good news about rattlesnakes, because I've had many encounters with them. They're almost always chill. I've stepped on one and it didn't strike me.
Okay.
It rattled. Most of the time they're just like, hey, what's up?
Is he
But
gonna
they're
hurt my bees? Is he gonna hurt the bees? No. I'm gonna close my door for a second so my battery doesn't die and I'm not stuck out here with these rattlesnakes. I have never had that happen. In my 38 years on this planet as a Texan, I
Grab your gun?
yeah, well, I always carry. I mean, as a lady who does what I do in weird places with snakes, I don't know.
So yeah, they often will be in tall grass, so hence the heads up.
Ben, why did he go right by my foot? Why did he come over? We have been sitting there for an hour.
He's probably just like the bees, curious. If he had been threatened or scared, he would have struck probably at your boot. And good thing you're wearing the heavy boots. Which is why I always wear boots too.
Yeah.
At least calf high, because you never know. He was rattling just to let you know he was there.
I get comments online all the time saying, you must have no fear. Well, I'll tell you what, there's one thing I'm really afraid of, and that is snakes. I don't like them. I can't read them. I don't know how to deal with them. They don't make me comfortable.
That is probably one of the scariest encounters I've had on a bee removal in a long time. I was chased by a longhorn bull. That was pretty scary.
Oh Jesus! I'd rather have a snake encounter than chased by a bull. Bulls can run fast.
Yeah, that
They
was
have horns.
Farmer Ben went back to the hive area and stomped around the ground and said, I think he's gone. He probably moved on. So at that point in time, we both felt pretty comfortable enough to go back to the hive and make a plan to pick up the box full of bees and relocate it to another part of the property that we had picked out that we thought would be a really nice place for the bees to live. So we went back to the hive and made a plan to lift it up and put it in my wagon and move it to a different part of the property. And as we were doing this, we lifted up the hive, and as soon as the hive lifted up off the ground,
He's under there. Yep, he sure is. He is under there. 100%. 100%. 100%. 100% positive. Cream, black spotted body, 100%. 100%. Unless there's like a rope, I am 99.9%.
Yeah, well that makes sense then.
I am
I saw the snake under the beehive, living inside of the hive alongside the bees.
Do you think he's living in there?
Yeah. Yeah, or he might have crawled in there, but he's probably been in there before. Well, if he's under there, then that's not good for us to move the box because we have to pick up the box and move it. And
This also answers our scientific question.
the bees are not
Not
considered a
bothered.
threat, yeah.
Farmer Ben said, let me get Farmer Vanessa.
Hey, Vanessa, you got it.
Tony?
Yeah. Got a situation.
Let's just do a quick
I'm serious, I'll come back, I'll whatever. This is crazy. I mean, I don't want to put anybody in danger because this is crazy, right? This is non-standard for sure.
All right, I'm heading out.
Bless her heart. So what's she gonna do?
She's gonna wrangle it. So I'll pick up the box, or I'll lift up the box from where I was before. She'll go where you were. She'll try to wrangle it, and you can stay safely back here.
Well, no, I can help if there's. Y'all are helping me with bees. Let me know if there's.
No, we want to get the snake out of the way, and so that's not doesn't figure into our equation.
She happily came out. We put her in a bee suit. She had special snake tongs that she was going to use to grab the snake, put it in a box, and take the snake a few miles away and relocate him to a different area. And that's exactly what she did.
All right, are we ready?
Ready.
And everybody just be chill,
Yep, everybody be Fonzie.
Fonzie.
Ready?
Oh, there you go.
And he's sticking his head out. About a 3-footer.
Good job. And now we are ready to relocate the bees.
I get myself into a lot of scary situations, weird, dangerous scenarios, but having a rattlesnake slither alongside my boot was one of the most memorable and most frightening situations I had been in a long time. And also I do all my work alone. So the fact that I was at this bee removal and someone wanted to suit up with me to learn about the bees, who just happened to know about snakes and was there on hand to teach me about snakes, what I could teach them about bees, was such a gift.
Smoke. And then do you just want to see how far we can make it? I'll walk backwards and we'll just kind of.
Okay.
I don't know if we've lifted it yet to figure out how heavy, but I feel. My babies, y'all stay in there a little longer. And we evicted your friend.
Also the fact that Farmer Vanessa had experience picking up and relocating snakes.
How did you learn how to do that?
I love snakes. I had snakes. I had like pet snakes.
If I had one of those as a first time snake grabber, do you think I could successfully do that if I had to? Or no?
Yeah, the ones I have, these are like professional grade tongs. And the good thing about these is they have these flat parts.
Okay.
Other ones are very narrow and they will crush the spine of the snake.
Okay.
This is wide and flat. And as long as you get them in the top third of their body, you just grab and you just hold on as tight as you can.
As tight as you can. So you're squeezing?
I'm squeezing like
Okay.
my strength, because snakes are incredibly strong.
Wow. Okay.
You just clamp it down as tight as you can, as hard as you can, and then just gently pick up and put it into your container.
And last question, I know we're on a time crunch. How, is there any way one can practice this? Should I find a nice rat snake and pick it up? Or how does one get comfortable doing what you do?
I think it probably is the same thing as getting comfortable doing what you do. I mean, I'm scared of bees, so watching you do what you do is amazing to me. I could never do that. So it's just the same thing. It's just something you learn, and something that I genuinely have I love snakes.
Farmer Vanessa and Farmer Ben lifted up the beehive. She grabbed the snake, put him in a box, shut the lid on the box. We could hear his rattle inside of the box. And that is where the rattlesnake ended up. And I was so thankful to have him out of the situation, to take him out of the beehive removal equation. Now, every time I pick up a beehive, I will have such an awareness about what could possibly be under there to surprise me. So I'm thankful for the experience. I was so thankful for Farmer Ben and Farmer Vanessa to be there and help me through it. And I learned a lot about snakes.
Okay, feel good? I guess, should we move the cart back a little, or is this spot good?
This spot looks good.
Okay, perfect.
It's okay, little birdie.
Make sure we don't have our hands on any bees. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing, and I feel comfortable lifting
Okay.
whenever you are.
1, 2, 3.
We did it! Good job, y'all!